What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to become a good, successful food service delivery driver. And these tips that I'm giving you, of course, they're non-scripted. Everything I'm going to tell you is coming off the top of my head. All right. So, tip number one. You got to understand what you're getting into. Don't waste your time. Local food service is not an easy job. We're not just delivering. We're not just backing up to a dock and unloading the truck. We're touching cases. Like every single cases, we're touching it. You might get a hotel or two where you don't have to touch the case, where you just drop off the pallet. But you got to remember, we still have to pull that pallet off the truck. We don't have an electric jack. Just imagine pulling that pallet of water. So tip number one, you got to understand what you're getting into. This is not easy. So do yourself a favor. If you don't want to get in this type of work, don't even worry about it. Don't even sign up. Just do yourself a favor and don't even know that it's not for you. But if this is what you want to do, you're more than welcome. Tip number two. These tips don't got no numbers in it. I'm just putting numbers on it. I don't know why. But the other tip, man, you got to come to work with a positive attitude. Because you got to understand that we're working with other humans. And it's not every day it's going to be a great day. But you can't let somebody's bad day affect your day. For instance, we're dealing with people that work in a warehouse. We're dealing with different supervisors. And like people, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you guys one example, right? We go to work every day. And this is one particular lady that work at, this is one particular lady that work at some job that I know, not my job per se. And it's like, you be rolling up in work, man. And like you be running into people with bad negative attitude. So the tip that I'm trying to give you, you gotta block out some of these people unnecessary attitude. Because if you don't block it out, it's gonna ruin your everyday. And unfortunately, we gotta wake up and deal with people like this. Like I did a video the other day that if you don't like your job, quit. You know what I mean? It's too much positive people out there that want to work at these jobs. So my tip number two, you gotta block out some of these people with the negative energy that you're gonna run into. We're not even getting to the customer yet, and we still running through negative energy. You gotta learn how to block that out. It'll ruin your day. So tip number three, you gotta do your pre-trip. Gotta do your pre-trip. That is most definitely important. Slip seating. You're slip seating, and you can't put your trust in another driver that they're gonna check the truck, they're gonna do a good post trip and make sure everything's all right. The only person you can trust in is yourself. I seen a driver the other day. We going through the gate, and this man don't have none of his backlights is working. Thank God the security called him. Be like, yo, you know your lights is not working, right? And that's just how it is, man. Everybody's in a rush. You got to do your pre and your post trip. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm telling myself this too. It's just something that you got to do. So that's my other tip. Got to do your pre and your post trip. You know what I mean? Another tip I can tell you, man, if you're not feeling 100% healthy, don't come to work. Call in sick, because a sick driver is going to be an unproductive driver. You're just going to make it worse on yourself. Who cares if your supervisors don't believe you? It's your life. You know what I'm saying? It's your health. You know what I mean? Like, we're grown people out here. So if you're sick, call in sick. You can't work sick. We're working around food. You know what I mean? You can't be coughing and stuff, delivering food, going in people's kitchen. I don't think that's right. You know what I mean? The other tip I can give you, man, and this is the ultimate tip. You gotta know how to deal with customers, bro. You have to know how to deal with customers. Listen to me. We're dealing with people coming from all different type of religions, all different type of countries they're coming from. And so we got so much different attitudes like clashing. We're even dealing with people that think that we work for them when we're making these deliveries. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to talk to people. There's a lot of people out there that don't know how to talk to people. A lot of customers that don't know how to talk to people. You know what I mean? Usually I don't have a lot of problem because the way how I approach a customer and I approach a situation, the number one tip I can give you, you have to know your job. You know what I mean? You have to know your job, know your rules, and know your regulations. Meaning that you roll up into a customer, right? And let's just say you're delivering some product, and the customer look at you and say, "Oh, you gotta let me turn on my TV." Customer look at you and say, "Yo, you gotta stack those cases right there." I'm gonna look at that customer. I'll be like, "Yo, I don't gotta stack nothing. My job is just to deliver it." That's what I would say off of first thinking, right? But if you know your job, if you know how to deal with people, I just look at a customer like that and I just let them know, hey, company policy, we don't do that, sir. Thank you. You know what I mean? But let's just say I made the same delivery for a little old lady in Miami, in Hialeah, and she brewed me up some coffee con leche, and she got some toast ready for me. You know, there's a customer I deal with all the time, and she like, hey Poppy, do you mind? I'm like, come on, mommy, you know I got you. You know what I mean? So it's the way you deal with people. Some of these customers don't know how to deal with people. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's a lot of drivers out here that would not mind lifting a couple bags of flour for some of these people, because we have some ladies, they just can't handle it, and some old dudes too. You know, they just can't handle it. Some older dudes, I mean. You know what I mean? But you have to know the rules of your company so people don't try to get over on you. Because let me tell you, these customers, they will get over. For the most part, the majority of these customers that we deal with are pretty good people. You know what I mean? So you got to know the rules, man. That's tip number. I don't even know what number that is, but that's a major tip right there. Customer service. You gotta know how to deal with people. Gotta have people skills. If you're not a people's person, don't even think about coming in food service. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, let me rephrase that. If you're not a people's person, you could still make it to food service. Just go do chain account or something where you don't have to deal with people. You're just doing key drops all night. That can probably work for you. But when you work in the day shift, you got to deal with people, bro. And it gets very hard. Now, there's another tip, man, I can give you guys coming to food service. You have to drive for other people, yo. You have to drive for others. I'm going to tell you why, right? People nowadays just cannot drive. They just can't drive. Like the way I see people driving now these days, the new style of driving 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Let's just say this is a phone, right? I'm telling you, I be on the highway. I see this all the time. So you got drivers like their hand on the steering wheel and their head is like this, like texting to their phone. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what the I'm like, how they do that? That's some serious skills. And I mean, I'm telling you that their head is down and they're just staring and texting. You know what I'm saying? Like, how? Why? I see people speeding at nights, early in the morning. Because, you know, on Saturdays I work early morning. See people speeding. Especially some of these SUVs. People driving these SUVs so fast, they don't even know that it's easier to flip the higher you're off the ground. People don't understand that. I think some of these cars they build nowadays are too fast anyway, but that's a totally different subject. So you got to drive for others. You got to look out for these people. They're reckless out here. You know what I mean? Talking about driving, let me give you another tip. The responsibility of your cargo when you're driving to make your delivery, when you leave that yard, the responsibility of the cargo is yours. You cannot depend on a warehouse to secure your cargo. You know what I'm saying? I know most companies that the warehouse is supposed to make sure your product is strapped up and stuff like that. And that's true. But remember back in CDL school and stuff like that, you can even go read the handbook. I'm pretty sure that it's the driver's responsibility for securing that cargo. Gotta secure that pallet. Gotta secure that product. You don't want that stuff falling over. Talked to too many of my friends. This even happened to me one time where I go to make a delivery, open the back door of that trailer, boom, the pallet fell over. You know what I mean? And you already know what happened when a pallet fell over. Especially if a cooler pallet fell over on you, like a reefer pallet. It's a lot of damages, man. Some of these people that's you're delivering to, they don't even order a lot of stuff. So what they do order, they really need. You know what I mean? Another tip I can give you. When you go make deliveries, you have a few customers, right? They like to what I call shop off your delivery. Gotta get your supervisor involved or get the salesman involved or something like that. You know what I mean? We cannot allow these customers to keep shopping off these deliveries. When I say shopping off the deliveries, right? Some little mom and pop stop, let's just say they have 20 cases, and when you come and make the delivery, they realize that they don't want to spend that much money. So what they do is they'll go through stuff and try to send a whole bunch of stuff back. It's cool for a customer to refuse a case or two, but you gotta remember they're the one that's placing the order. So if they keep on doing this every week or every 2 weeks, or you see it's an ongoing problem, you gotta get somebody involved. You know what I mean? And if you deal with like a rude customer, you have to get somebody involved, because you gotta understand that unless they own the restaurant, I'm pretty sure that they got somebody to answer to. You know what I mean? And talking about customers, man, it was another thing I want to tell you about a customer. Can't remember right now. But any food service drivers out there, man, that got any tips that can help these new drivers that are coming into the industry, gotta stay hydrated, guys. Gotta stay hydrated out there. You gotta eat right. Gotta eat right. Gotta get your sleep. Gotta get a lot of sleep. You know what I mean? Remember, when we out here running and working and gunning, we burn extra calories than a normal person would. So, gotta hydrate. Gotta eat. You know what I mean? You just gotta live different, because we're burning more energy than a normal person. So guess what? We gotta eat clean and eat a little bit more than a normal person would. You know what I mean? So that's just some of the tips I got for you. If you come into the industry and you have any questions, let me know. Let me know. Another tip I got for you, new drivers coming in, you know, a lot of drivers, they want to jump in chain account right away. Got to get used to that schedule, man. You got to be disciplined, people, to wake up on time, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's all I got for y'all today. Kick back today, watch some football. Got Houston versus, the hell they playing? Houston versus Kansas City. I don't believe in Andy Reid, so I got to go with Houston. And then Houston versus Tennessee. Tennessee is going to win that. It's going to be a Tennessee versus San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough matchup, but the Tennessee Titans will be on top in the Super Bowl. So It's gonna be history for Tennessee. So if you're Tennessee Titans fans out there, tighten up. Let's go.